All right, well, it is Lucas back once again for the live wire. A bit of a different video we're doing this time. I've got Beck and I've got Zachen from the live wire as well. We're going to run through some good things predictions. How are you guys?
Cold.
Really good. Excited.
I'm cold.
Excited. This is, I think, Zachen's first time on camera with us now officially. So welcome to the channel.
Thank you so much. Very excited to be here. It is the first time, but I hope it's not the last, honestly.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. Well, listen, like I said, we're going to do some good things predictions and rule outs and stuff like that. So I guess we'll get the rule outs first. Obviously, a lot of these bands are going to be touring Australia. I found a couple as well that are kind of touring America and stuff, but it's the usual suspects that are coming out in the next couple of months. You've got Lorna Shore. Who else is there? Avenged Sevenfold, Jet, who also have previously played the festival. Touche Amore, Death Cab for Cutie's going to be out here doing a headline tour. You've got the Rise Against Dropkick Murphys tour. At the same time as Good Things or thereabouts, you've also got the Guns N' Roses Airborne tour. Perfect Circle, Pucifier, and Culture Wars are all going to be around here. South Arcade as well. Inertia. Inertia might be likely, but don't know.
That'd be
They've got
good
their
to have.
headline. Well, yeah, they did. They did last year, so I don't
Yeah.
think they'll go back to back. But I mean, listen, I'm not going to complain seeing the boys again. Cool. And then as for like more
Don't forget Foo
international,
Fighters.
oh yeah, the Foo Fighters tour is coming. I didn't even remember who's on
Yeah.
support for that.
I don't know whether they've announced it yet.
I think they did. I can't
Mm.
remember. And then there's some other ones I've got here. So I've got Beartooth, obviously going to be doing their headline tour early next year, but on that tour is Don Brocco, Magnolia Park, and Wind Waker. They're all touring the states around the same time. You got Under
That's so
Oath,
sad.
August.
I actually had Don Broco as one of my predictions.
Oh, really? Yeah, no. So they're going to be
Yeah,
on the Beartooth tour with Magnolia Park and Wind Waker. So they're out.
that's still cool. That's still cool.
It's going to be a killer tour. Under Oath are going to be doing shows with August Burns Red, Atreyu, and Emery. I think that's just a one-off though. Under Oath are playing the Great Divine. I can't remember the name of the album. But yeah, they're doing that album in full with August Burns Red. Unfortunately, this is the one that broke my heart the most. Is Alter Bridge going to be touring the States at that time, which means there's going to be no Creed. I'm going to push for that forever.
Yeah.
Uh,
One day, man.
One day, man. I need Creed at Good Things. That has to happen before I die.
Just because you want to annoy me with it, right?
100%, 100%. I just want to be sitting at the back, just screaming the
Watching me
lyrics to arms,
sing.
well,
Watching me
screaming
sing.
the lyrics, screaming the lyrics to arms wide open and higher. I'll lose my mind. Um, Dragon Force also are going to be touring around the states at that time. Rush, Sabaton, American Football, also Guns N' Roses. I think I mentioned Guns N' Roses. And the
Mhm.
last one I got here is Mammoth, who I know Mammoth have also been one people have wanted for a while. So
It's a lot of rule outs. It's a lot of really
that
good
is,
rule outs.
yeah.
Mm.
Like again, like Creed, Alter Bridge, and Mammoth. I think are three I'd probably really love to see hit Australia at
Mhm.
some point, but not on the cards this year.
Yeah, unfortunate. Maybe next year.
Definitely. Hopefully, like I said, Straw Line's got to just get on it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've got it planned somewhere out there.
Fingers crossed. I just need Creed in Australia at some point. Creed, Breaking Benjamin, make it, and 3 Days Grace. Make it the ultimate dad rock trio.
Oh man, I do have 3 days grace on the list for later, so that's a great shout
So do I.
out.
Cool. So now that we've got through the rule outs, let's kind of go through
Mhm.
some of the likely maybe headliners, like bands I could see in the headline position. I think the one everyone's talking about the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
is My Chem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I kind of bouncing away.
yeah, I think there's a good chance, but there's also a good chance that they're not. Um, I mean, I've been saying how many years I've been saying it, and you say that every year back. Is the faux son um relationship with Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins, who's also another good one that could be on the lineup this year.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I have Smashing Pumpkins down too. Smashing Pumpkins are also free. Like you always say every year to me, the faux father son double headliner could come to fruition this year, and it would be hilarious if it did.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Another band that. Oh, sorry, Zach.
Oh, I was just going to say, My Chem is kind of like a really good shout out, I think, especially in like previous years of maybe, for lack of a better term, nostalgia acts of like your Korn, your Fall Out Boy, and kind of Limp Bizkit as well. Like My Chem's kind of from that same generation. I think maybe one of the biggest demographics at Good Things is that like 30 to 40 kind of age range, which I'm in, and we kind of grew up on those bands. So I think My Chem just fits in that spot perfectly at the moment.
For
And
sure.
they're in Singapore the week before?
Indonesia. So the last date they have is November 22nd in Indonesia. They were originally supposed to be part of Hammersonic in Indonesia with Parkway Drive back in May, and those all got moved around, and then a suspicious tour popped up for the end of the year. So the timing's there. Could happen. But
what are Smashing Pumpkins doing?
Smashing Pumpkins are doing nothing. If I pull up my extensive list here. They're in California. They're in California on November 14th. That's their last date.
Because they're a funny band. They cross a lot of demographics.
Yeah,
they do.
That's it. The next big one that I've got up, which is another band that sort of pops up, and the fact that they haven't announced any Australia dates since the last time they were here is interesting. Sleep Token.
No, I don't want it. I so do not want it.
I think there's a lot of people that don't, just in the same vein that there's a lot of people that probably do. It's like, yeah, do you ask that question of like, do you take that risk of putting them in a headliner spot or like a co-headliner kind of underneath? It's a big call. But if they do, I think surely main stage, late afternoon, early evening for them.
I think the biggest thing for me with them going the headline is they've headlined Download Festival in the UK.
Yeah.
And you know, they had that spot last year and they crushed it. They were one of the biggest pulling bands of the whole festival that year. So
yeah,
they've got a lot of love in Australia. The Bring Me tour that they were on, you know, as much as everyone was there for Bring Me, there was a lot of their people there for Sleep Token. So they could be a shout too.
100%. A lot of people will scoff at it, but it you know, it's not to say that it would be out of place or not, you know, still not a great set as well.
I could see them going into the Lorna from last year's slot.
On a backstage though?
Absolutely. I think that they would have two bigger headliners out there. They would have to go to 3 and 4.
I don't know. Like, again,
we're looking at like My Chem.
Yeah. Because the thing with that too, and
it's
I guess
I can also think people thought Bring Me headlining was like, oh, is it too early for them? Blah blah blah. But Bring Me as a headliner back in 2022 was fantastic. Yeah,
and speaking, funnily enough, the other band I've got here is Bring Me. Funnily enough, for those that might have missed it, they're teasing something called Dehumanized. So could be a new album.
It's the hidden track, the track that hasn't been revealed from Repented yet.
Oh, I thought it was a whole new project because they've also got the Count Your Blessings re-record coming.
Yeah. Because like, you know, have you seen on that album cover, there's like a blurred out track at the end and people are like, oh, it's the Eyeless Slipknot cover or it's this or that. I've heard other people saying maybe that's what Dehumanized is.
Yeah.
And I think that could be a good shout of a new song because I expect the next post-human album to be balls to the wall, like heavy album. And I think they're going to give us a little teaser on the end of Count Your Blessings to lead into it.
That'd be cool.
That's my prediction.
That'd be cool.
But when were they here last? Was it not last year before? Was it 2024 or 2025?
24, I believe, in April. Yeah.
That was the Sleep Token tour. I think it was 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that does all right.
It's been a couple of years. They're going to have the re-record up their sleeves. Like there's, you know, and the only thing with that too is, do Good Things potentially repeat a headliner?
Yeah, I was thinking like, is that the time to do it? You know, I wouldn't complain. I would not complain at all.
And I guess yeah, striking while the iron's hot too. Like they are, for lack of a better word, a fucking hot band right now.
Yep.
They're bringing like MySpace deathcore back.
Yeah, that's it. That's
For
it. There's
sure.
a lot of TikToks about that.
Yeah.
For sure. There's one last one that I also wanted to kind of sneak in here too, because again, like, you know, with Korn and Tool and that over the last couple of years with kind of metal headliners, I'm not going to say they're going to be tippy top, but I think they're going to be up there. Is Bullet.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all on the Bullet train.
Yeah. Because when they were here last year doing their headline tour, Matt said specifically, we want to headline Good Things one year.
Shit.
Like they
Cool,
said that
cool.
they said that at the River Stage. They said we love coming back, we love playing Good Things and doing all the festivals here. Our goal one year is to come back and headline this place. And the
They
crowd
did
went
like an Arvo slot a few years ago.
yes. So they
Fest, was it,
Yeah.
or was it Good Things?
it was I'm pretty sure it was Good Things because they went back to back with
or
I
was it-
Prevail.
Not best.
Yeah, they went back when they went back to back with I Prevail at Good Things. I was 23, funnily enough, with Bring Me, which should be even
Pretty
more
sure I've
funny.
got photos, and I haven't shot Not Best, so
Cool. But do you guys have any other ideas for potential headliners?
there is
This might be like a selfish one and just a chat between friends. We kind of we're a bit wanting System of a Down to come back because it has been a while. That would be kind of a very fun chat for it. And I was reading as well that Jimmy Eat World are on like a 25th anniversary tour at the moment for Bleeding American, I think. So
Bleed American,
maybe
yeah.
there's a little bit of an outside chance too. So I'd throw those two in
I
the
don't know
hat.
whether outside chance, but they said when I interviewed them a couple of years ago when they played with who'd they play with? Was it Weezer? Wasn't Weezer. No, it
They were
wasn't.
here. They were here with my cam. That's the last time they were here.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, because I did an interview with one of them, and they said that they'd be back last year, so they're overdue.
Okay, that'd be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah. What about Limp Bizkit? Because apparently they're in South Africa just before.
I'm
Cer-
all Biscuit always.
they certainly are. So yeah, Limp Bizkit, where have I got that? So they're in South America after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But aren't
so
they in
I
South
think
Africa before?
no. So they do San Diego. No, that was last year. That was the
Okay.
South America stuff in the late of the end of the year was last year because that was when Sam passed away.
Mm.
Yeah, and then they did the South American tour. South American tour without him, and then this year they're doing South Africa tour last year. They're doing South America after or in mid-December, but they're in the west coast of America just before Good Things as well.
Makes sense.
So they could make the jump over.
And they sold
cool.
out everything.
They sure did. Like again, there's a lot of love for Limp Bizkit in Australia. I remember Good Things, not Good Things, Soundwave in 2015 or 2013 when they came back. There's a lot of love from then, and then they were back for Download and their own headliners and Good Things, and it's just a lot of love for that band. Phenomenal band. Cool. Now, what about like other sort of locks? Do you think there are for the festival? Because I've got a couple.
There's your old mate who's been printing T-shirts with Australian non-dates on it.
Yep. We are. Of course, this is exactly where I'm going. I'm going into my favorite favorite musician of the last like 5 years right now, which is Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Right at the start of the year, he announced a bunch of dates. He put up 3 things. He put up Europe, he put up America, and then he put up Australia. Australia dates and New Zealand dates were all blurred out, but everything else had been announced. And then the tour T-shirt has been doing the rounds. If I can find it, I'll try to put it up in when I edit this together. But yeah, it's basically got Australia, New Zealand still all blurred out on the shirt, and it just says at the bottom, we couldn't announce these dates when these shows had to be printed. Oh, these shirts had to be printed. So it's like, come on, they're on it.
That's really fun. Yeah, that sounds pretty locked. That sounds locked. I had them on my list, but I didn't know all of that. So that's cool. That's cool.
If I find the shirt, I'll send it to you because it is genuinely funny.
Yeah. Almost makes you want to buy one, right?
I just love them so much. Like that, the new album is incredible. Because they're obviously going to be out here touring kind of hard. Um, they're a band that are built for a festival, and I think the
Oh,
Australian festival experience for them is going to be unreal.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The only other one I had, because Jimmy Eat World was probably going to be the other one. The only other one I've got is Simple Plan.
That was going to be the other one that I was going to mention as well. They're
Good work, you
finishing
two.
in Asia at the start of December, I believe.
And they
So
love it
they're
out here.
Yeah, so they're playing Hong Kong at the start of December, like the weekend before Good Things.
Yeah,
So
they got
again, in the region, they could come down with Lolo as well, who Lolo's been relentlessly touring with them as well. She's a cool pop artist. Um,
hmm
Again, both of them could make the jump down.
Cool. I'd be
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, what about some of the other pop punk artists that are out there? So there was a lot of talk about Spirit Box being back.
I think Spirit Box are going to be on the Evanescence tour
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard people talking about,
because
which would be cool.
the US tour right now is Evanescence, Spirit Box, and Poppy because the three of them obviously dropped that song together, so they're doing a big tour. The lack of supports on the Evanescence tour makes me think maybe Spirit Box aren't on it because I feel like they would announce that from the jump, but yeah, who knows at this point? Spirit Box could be a shout.
Could Poppy be on this year's lineup as well?
She has played it before. She played it in 2019, and
Yeah.
she played
It
like
was
really early
long.
in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was, I think, the first or second on main stage. And I remember watching her and was into Poppy and was a really, really fun time. But with where she's at now musically, I think like would do great. I think she was here earlier this year, I believe.
she
Yeah,
was. That's my only other thing too. Yeah, because
theaters,
she was on
which
that. She toured with Inertia and Ocean Grove.
that's right. hmm hmm
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
What about
Yes.
like people like North Lane? There's supposedly a Western Sydney band on the lineup, according to
That could
rumors
be
running around.
that could be cool. I don't even remember the last time North Lane played Good Things. I know they've
I'm
played it.
sure I've definitely shot them there.
Yeah, they've definitely done one in the past few years, but a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Another couple of bands I was thinking about too. So obviously last year we had the three cancellations back to back of Knock Loose, All American Rejects, and Alpha Wolf.
Mm.
Reckon any of them could be a shout?
There's
I
quite, I was gonna say, there's quite a bit of chatter about Knock Loose.
Yeah, I think
I did have
Knock.
Alpha down myself as well. I think they're always a shout for an Australian heavy festival. I think you can never ever rule them out, honestly.
Yeah, I just know like last time, like I think one of them had gotten sick or something was up, and that's like even though they were coming in to do the replacement, they were just coming off that big American tour that they'd just done. So like it was probably a little bit too much for them. But you know, again, Alpha Wolves I know is another band that is loved by Australia, especially on Good Things. So
Mhm.
Yeah, and I feel like they're usually quite relentless with like Australian touring, but I can't remember the last Aussie tour they ran.
I think it was Living Things with Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
so yeah. No, this year for Good Things, having them, after not making last year, they could be really, really good to fit in this year.
yeah, for
Mm.
sure. Other
Any
Australian
other
bands I've
Aussie
got
bands
is
in
yeah. So
mind?
the only other Australian band that I had because I was trying to look for bands that haven't really played it before who I
Yeah,
think are starting
it's a hard.
to break. Yeah, I think I'm trying to find people that are breaking through, and it feels weird to say this because they've been around for so long. But Nea Obliviscaris could go.
Okay.
You know, with the love that bands like Make Them Suffer have had on the tour in the past.
Mm.
Nea Obliviscaris right now, or just before the tour, sorry, just before Good Things are going to be touring with Periphery in the States.
hmm
So, you know, could they also bring Periphery back with them and run Australia? That'd be cool.
That could be fun. I think possibly Dissect. I think it's time that they broke onto the Good Thing stage. Very, very overdue. And in that vein, Throne as well. I think I'd like to see them back in Australia and hitting the Good Thing stage. So a combination of those two, or at least one of them, I think would be great. Really, really good.
You know what? Throne is not a band I thought about for good things, but I would love to see them again. They're so good live.
A friend of mine suggested it, and I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think too, because funnily enough, that Alpha Wolf tour we just talked about, that was the Destroy All Lines show, and Destroy All Lines brought them out where they were really starting to get hot, and
yeah,
like it could be a way to go. I'd love to see it.
Same. Big on board for a lot of very heavy bands to make that stage.
What about thoughts on Carnival or Birds of Tokyo?
So I don't know. So I don't know about Birds. So today you just would have seen it, but the Birds of Tokyo are on that tour for Red Hot Summer, which is in October. Carnival have the headliner in July with Car Bomb and Tesseract.
Do you think Ian Kenny's going to need a lie down?
I think with the release of Inverses, I think they want to go overseas because it's been a while since they've been over. So I think that's what the headline is going to be. I think the headline is going to be the last kind of big hurrahs, and Birds of Tokyo will be kind of the last big hurrahs before they trek it back to Europe and States and all that. So the last Australian band that I had here, and this is one that feels a bit auspicious with one specific announcement that got dropped, is Amity.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was thinking as well.
After the weekend after Good Things, they're playing the Sydney Opera House steps. So could that show?
I've seen some people use that as like a means to rule them out and be like, oh, they're playing the Sydney Opera House, so they won't do Good Things. But Sydney Opera House is fun. It's a one-off. It's special. I think you can easily piggyback that off the back of Good Things weekend.
In an insane way to make this comparison, you could use Good Things as the warm-up shows to probably one of the bigger shows of their career.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird way to put it, but you are right.
Some other bands I've kind of got written down here. Alexis on Fire are currently doing the Crisis anniversary shows.
And they've got new stuff they've been recording too, remember?
They sure do. I don't know if that'll be out in time for Good Things. I think that's going to be a 27 release, but
I think you're right.
That would be cool. A selfish one that I've written down here, I've got Billy Talent. I'll bang the drums on Billy Talent forever. They are touring right now, actually. And they're touring through Canada. They haven't been here for over 10 years, and I think they're long overdue. House of Protection were here in 2024. They were here in 2025. They would be breaking the cycle if they didn't come over in 26. So I'm hoping they make it over.
On that note, I was thinking President, possibly as well.
I have President down too. They were the other one I was going to bring up because
you got to remind me when you said House of Protection.
And they've got an album. They're just releasing their album soon too, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're
drip feeding stuff, and it'd be really cool to see them at Good Things, I reckon.
Yep. Story of the Year as well was supposed to be on Parkwaves, so I'm hoping they get rebooked for this. Like I feel confident in that one, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, who else have I chucked out there besides my normal? How many years did it take me to get Gua on the lineup?
There's a few. Beck every year was saying they should get Gua, or they should get Gua, and then last year, surprise,
finally happened.
Yeah. So if just tell me to keep asking for something that you really want, it'll happen eventually, apparently.
Yeah. And I mean, someone you also shouted out to me back the other week, you brought up was Manson.
Yes, new album coming out, apparently vacant at that time, but I do believe he's touring with Rob Zombie, right?
He's touring with Robert Zombie himself.
Yes, and he's Dragula. He had to chuck that in.
Of course.
But it's like, could we get both of those?
Yeah, I like the last time. I think the last time Rob Zombie was here was Soundwave, so like he's not unfamiliar to Australian festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Would be cool.
And he's got a huge audience here.
Yeah, and Rob Zombie, funnily enough, also has a new record out too.
Yep,
Hmm.
just recently, and Manson's is coming up next month or end of this month. I can't remember.
It's very soon. It's like super soon.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean,
Um,
also think about the weird, you know how they just slip in that weird, nostalgic Australian act? You
yeah,
know, we've had Boom Crash Opera, we had James Rain last year, who apparently had a massive crowd. Um,
yeah,
you know,
Dragon.
Dragon, who are they going to put in that slot?
I don't know.
I reckon
Screaming Jets
Pseudo
would
Echo.
Pseudo Echo would be fun. Screaming Jets would be great too.
Yeah, for
Mm.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Imagine the well,
And then you
it's not at the showgrounds going to be it's not going to be at the showgrounds this year because of the refurbs on the RNA. But
apparently apparently it is.
is it really? I hadn't
Yeah.
heard any of that.
I don't think they've announced venues yet, but I've heard that I don't know what happened with Laneway, but maybe RNA didn't want Laneway back.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, like where
Um.
else do you hold it, really?
Yeah.
So okay, this is me really dipping back into my. You'll see where I'm going with this in a second. But one year I went to what was it called? I'm blanking on the name. It's not Stereosonic. It's the other one that was around back in the day.
No.
Um, can't remember. It wasn't Stereosonic, but they had used to have it in the middle of Dubin Racecourse
Yes. I
and
know the one you thought. Future Music?
Future Music Festival. That's the one. And
Yeah.
because I went there one year and I saw like Kesha and the Chemical Brothers and Pendulum and Dizzy Rascal, Art for Science, and I didn't ever think that it could work. But when I got in there and I had a ball that weekend.
Mm.
And if there's going to be like the only thing with that too is like the inside of it for how many people they would want to do good things for. I don't know if it would fit the
Mhm.
level of the RNA showgrounds unless they were putting stuff under the stands and they were kind of extending beyond the racetrack itself.
Into the car park
Um,
or something.
yeah, and then the other thing too you got to worry about is you can't do two stages side by side because it's not wide enough. So do you put
Mm.
stages at opposite ends or do you put them back to back and face them out, meaning that people have to rotate around? It it can cause problems
Yeah, it's probably not quite big enough for what they want. Um, a couple of people have said Eaton's. I'm just like, Eaton's is nowhere near big
No
enough.
way.
It's
well
nowhere near big enough. And then Sandstone, I'm just like, Sandstone isn't big enough either.
they could the other thing too, right, is they could potentially do a soundwave throwback and throw it at the river stage and just book out the whole botanical gardens. Because back when Soundwave used to run Brisbane in like 2009, 2010,
Yeah,
7
they
and
did
8,
half
sorry.
it.
Yeah, they had the river stage, and then they had like a really shoddily made side stage made off to the side of the river stage. And then there was like one, two, three other stages
All
throughout the
throughout the
gardens
garden.
themselves. Yeah, so like
Mm.
it's been done, but yeah, who knows?
Oh, mate,
Um,
they'll need to put it on a train line because that's been part of the success, is it's highly accessible at RNA. So,
for sure,
I think if they put it somewhere where there isn't reliable public transport, people will reconsider, I think, going because they want to have a drink, they want to have a good time, and they don't want to worry about how they get home, you know?
for sure.
That's the worst. Like when you go to a gig out at Eaton's, you know, if you don't drive, what are you doing? How are you getting there? The buses are so unreliable, you
Yeah.
know?
Um, three more bands I'll roll off as well, and then I'm pretty much done with everything I've got here. I think it's three. Um, but Sleep Theory.
Mhm.
I don't know if anyone has listened to that new record or debut record, whatever you want to call it, but I think that's a band that's hyping up. They're going crazy viral. Good things have known to jump on the viral band sometimes. So
They're getting
Sleep Theory
noticed a lot.
for sure. Sleep Theory could be definitely a shout. I'd love to see them. I think they're phenomenal. And the last one, which I've left for last, which I only just found out just before that there's no dates for either act, is Paramore and Hayley Williams conveniently are wrapping up
Uh,
tours right before Good Things.
that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah. I think there was a rumor last couple of years ago that they were going to play, and it didn't
Mm.
eventuate. So it would be cool to see that fulfilled if that was to ever happen. But yeah, that's the last one that I kind of had here. So
Mm.
Yeah. It's kind of like
yeah,
piggyback off your viral act train that yeah, good things to like doing sometimes. I had Showing Teeth from America come up on my shuffle earlier and thought she could be quite fun. Again, probably gets a lot more hype over in America than she would here, so maybe more of an outside chance of being announced. But I think that yeah, we've also covered any bands that I wanted to mention as well right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Showing what was her what's her name? The girl who runs Showing Teeth.
I can't
I can't,
remember a name off the top of my head, but the day I heard Labyrinth, I was like, this is fantastic. Like, I need to see this live one day. So, very
yeah.
selfish shout for me, but I think should be cool.
She's well she was super famous for doing like viral TikToks of like ripping off like Lorna Shore and stuff in her car.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah. Just doing covers in her car. Yeah, yeah.
I want to say it's Abigail, but that's not her name. But I remember like I just remember thinking she was hilarious, and I'm like, why doesn't she sing? And then all of her socials got changed to Showing Teeth, and I'm like, I don't know who this band is. Opened it up, and I'm like, oh yes, I do. This is sick. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
they could
she
for sure. Oh, and then one more, the Home Team. That was the third band.
Oh, I also actually did that. I put my list on my phone, so I haven't gone out of the Zoom to go double check. But Home Team, I am so here for it. I saw them with Mayday Parade last year. Hadn't heard of them. Blew me away. So they would also be a lot of fun, I think, on that Australian festival stage.
For sure. When they were here opening for Caskets a couple of years ago at the Brightside, I got a photo with them and I was just like, I've been a fan with you guys for a while. And they're like, yeah, we want to come back and do a headliner or something big in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
So they're always keen to kind of get back and tour. Good Things could be a way to get that fulfilled and get them in front of a lot more eyes because I think they're a band that are crazy underrated.
Yeah, they had a really good reaction at Mayday Parade. So I think Good Things is the logical next step before maybe a headliner in 27 or in the near future.
For sure. A big one with that, like just I mentioned them earlier, but South Arcade, I like that. South Arcade opened for Bill Murray last year. We're quickly back for Good Things, and now they're headlining their own tour this year. So like, they could, they Home Team could get that as well. They've already got the built-in support for it. So
Yeah, Good
Bands
Things
like
is such a good springboard for, you know, smaller bands from overseas to get that recognition over here because, you put them on it, you put somebody on it, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you sort of got people filtering in, having a look around to see what's going on, and you sort of see something that, might be interesting for next, to sort of, jump into a bit deeper, when you've got some time. And
100%.
yeah, so, you know, has anyone thought about the weird band for this year? You know how they always just stick the sore thumb band in, like Violent Femmes, it was Tism. Um,
Angine de Poitrine.
um,
touring.
Bring them over.
They're
you know,
touring at
Oh,
the. I
yeah.
think they're touring the States at the same time. Yeah, I saw that just
Yeah.
before.
if Sparks hadn't have been, you know, on open season, right, like a week or so ago, I probably would have said them. But, I'm kind of like, who's left out there now to sort of for that shock value of why the hell are
Yeah.
they on that lineup?
They'll bring someone and we'll go, oh, of course. That,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah,
There we go. How didn't we think of that?
yeah,
I
yeah,
I think
exactly.
that could be Smashing Pumpkins.
They're not weird enough. People like them too much. They need to have at least one band on there that everybody whinges that they don't fit the lineup. Why are they there?
But
You know,
everyone will go anyway.
yeah.
I don't know. Like considering how Good Things has gone the last few years, Smashing Pumpkins sit outside the demo to a point.
Same people that like Smashing Pumpkins like Corn,
True.
the same people who like Smashing Pumpkins, so like My Chem, you know, they're grandpa emos. you know,
That's
Smashing
it.
Pumpkins are the grandpa emos. You know,
That's Cool. All right. Well, listen, we'll wrap it up there, but because we're hitting close to the 40 minutes. But yeah, fingers crossed some of these bands are on the lineup. And thanks for coming and chilling for a bit and talking. And yeah, we'll see you guys at Good
Absolutely.
Things. If people have got predictions, throw them in the comments. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the next couple of months when they announce their lineup.
And see how many we got right and wrong.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Tell us what we
Feel
got
like-
wrong.
Feel like right now I've just picked up shit and I'm throwing it at a wall. So we'll see how much of it
Yeah.
lands.
I reckon so many bands have announced people will be like, actually, they're touring here, they're doing this, and we've missed it or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
for sure.
All right. Well, listen, thanks guys for rocking around, and yeah, we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks.